Fence Collective is now 10 years old. It started with my own music on my own label, and then became home for my brother's music, and then it became a home for friends' music. But right now it's a group of like-minded musicians that are either electronic, singer-songwriter, or in fully formed bands. And that whole collective is based around a hub of, well, pretty much singer-songwriters that are from the East Neuk of Fife and have chosen to stay in the East Neuk of Fife. So based in Fife, but the arms of Fence are spreading further and further with each year. In my own songs, I know that I sing with an accent that places me in Scotland, and I know that the accordion kind of evokes seaside and seagulls and, you know, holidays and what have you. But at the same time, my subject matter is very, I think, quite laid back. I take a long time to get to the point in a lot of songs, and that's very, I think, indicative of the nature of the people here. We're very unfussed, uncluttered. There's a lot of space around us, and I hope that my songs reflect that. There's a lot of beauty here as well. I'd like to write beautiful songs one day. I think the fact that we're in this little corner, in this little quiet corner of the world, means that it's, you know, it is easier to be a big fish in a small pond than, and the whole nature of the Fence acts. You know, we're not very competitive, and I don't think we work well under pressure, individually and as a collective. So it makes sense for me to operate from an area where, you know, you're not comparing yourself with the great bands that are coming out of Scotland. You're certainly not, and St Andrews is not really on the map. It's not on the gigging map. So in order to see music living in St Andrews, you tended to have to drive over to Edinburgh, or over to Dundee, or through to Glasgow. So you're kind of, it's that idea that you're sheltered from it all, but at the same time it's very much a place that if you want to have musical evenings, you've got to put those evenings on yourself. There's not a lot of, before Fence came along, any local St Andrews bands would tend to move to Edinburgh or to Glasgow. The fact that we stayed put meant that local musicians, when they did come out of the woodwork, tended to stay rather than feel they had to go to Edinburgh. So the fact that one band decides to stay in St Andrews is probably the catalyst for something, you know, building around that. We've kind of just stuck together like little barnacles on that rock down there. Make my first mate walk the plank admire the old I'm up and down, you know, to Glasgow, and I'm up and down to London most months, and I think I can understand what drives bands that come out of Camden Town, having experienced it firsthand. And it is very, very much, it's all happening now, and we need to be newer and different, and, you know, there's a real fashion thing drives London, whereas up here, I think it's pretty much, it's an anti-fashion thing that drives the Fence Collective. And there's just not a lot going on. We don't have, you know, all these musical styles going on around us. So we haven't really copied anything. We've just forged our own little sound. This is the fence office. It's more of a workshop with no phone, no kettle and no bathroom. Anyway, how does it start? Well, we start with CDRs, which we'll probably ink stamp here, and then we take artwork like this and bring it over here. And this is the kind of spray area. As you can see, we've kept it as clean as we can. We always make sure we wear those little dust masks. No, we don't. And we usually leave at about 3 o'clock with a blinding headache, having been high as a kite since 11 in the morning. Anyway, it gets sprayed there, and then this is apparently where I do my accounting. Again, I don't often do much accounting. And then these are the jiffy bags that are finished, sticky, still wet, taped. CDR goes into, and then I myself take it along to the post office, or I hire a local small boy with a bike. Let's have a look at some of these bad boys. Oh, that's mine. Let's not show that one. Here's BO4, back to Miss Jennifer. There's a gran sitting at the organ with all the church choir behind her. That's a good cover, one of my favourites. That's one here. Super gun, very functional. There you go, MC Quake versus On the Fly. 3 naked drummers. Most rare. This is only number 4, so we've probably only sold 3 of these. There we go. They're in. Ooh, it's tonight's gig over. There's a flavour through, certainly the East Nuke songwriters. There's a real flavour that we're from an area that is a beautiful area. It's largely unspoilt, and at the same time, it's if you're looking for solitude in Fife, you don't have to walk far, and I do mean walk far to find it. I just think there's something about this part of the world that's inspired change, and it inspires a little bit of kind of artistic stuff. I don't know.